In your headlines, Canadian man wanted for drug smuggling has turned himself in. Deputy Leader of the Opposition speaks on TCI's worrying crime rate. And Island Fish Fry has a new start date. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providencial is your #1 source for news. I'm Erica Pinales, delivering the latest from across the country this Wednesday, April 13th, 2022, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. Yesterday, April 12, 2022, the Ministry of Education held a press conference addressing TCI's National Education Financial Assistance Policy. We bring you the details. In yesterday's press conference, Honorable Rachel Taylor, Minister of Education, revealed that her government is implementing policies and programs that will assist in achieving goals, as she stated,
which are to ensure that all children, all learners, all residents of these islands are provided with access to quality education in world-class, well-resourced institutions backed by institutional frameworks that drive good governance and accountability at all levels. And moreover, we are supported by effective monitoring and evaluation systems that churns real data that can be manipulated and analyzed to comprehensively assess and track the trajectory of our efforts and to further make informed policy decisions.
Honorable Taylor stated that being an educator for over 2 decades, she has first-hand experience and is positioned strategically to address the inadequacies that have held our systems stagnant.
It is time for us to level up. And as Minister of Education and your change agent, I have employed these despondencies to work on your behalf in redressing and breaking the barriers, eliminating bottlenecks, and managing the critical change processes to usher in the new modus operandi that hinges on equality, equity, inclusion, and embracing diversity.
Honorable Taylor later stated that she ensures that she and her government are taking the necessary steps to provide today and tomorrow's children with the right opportunities to thrive and excel in our communities.
I've come for this work. Needs remixing too. I've come to effectively execute this work. As your minister, I am elated and honored to have led and institutionalized the following key initiatives. The Turks and Caicos Islands National Education Financial Assistance Policy. To reposition our country, we must appreciate and bring into full focus the significant contribution that education and its fundamental tenets contribute to this transformation. Hence, on March 2nd, 2022, Cabinet approved the amendments to the National Scholarship Policy 2018 to ensure that it is inclusive and speaks to the diversity of our people. The newly revised policy is now the Turks and Caicos National Education Financial Assistance Policy.
Honorable Taylor further revealed that what was once known as the Scholarship Policy will now be referred to as the Turks and Caicos National Education Financial Assistance Policy.
The areas of studies are in keeping with the National Human Resource Development Plan of this country. This revision includes award consideration for special needs students, mature students, cadets, and students from all socioeconomic backgrounds. It is hoped, Turks and Caicos, that these additions will make scholarships accessible to many eligible applicants, thus improving the lives of us as Turks and Caicos Islanders.
As Honorable Taylor reminded that it is her government's pledge to prioritize human capital development, the decision to grant free access to education through the community college was a strategic move.
To ensure that the Turks and Caicos Islands Community College is well positioned to deliver on its mandate of not only offering, but delivering quality education to bridge the skills gap between the needs of the labor market and the citizenry of the Turks and Caicos Islands, my ministry embarked upon a comprehensive review of our community college. The key objective of the consultancy is to review the organizational and operational structure of the college and put forward recommendations to the ministry to strengthen the governance framework, operational structure, and system of the college. This consultancy will conclude in short order, as we are now awaiting the submission of the final report. We can't wait. Human Capital Development Plan and Employment Policy. Another critical pillar to support my government's thrust towards the development of its human capital is the National Employment Policy and Human Capital Development Plan, with a strategic implementation plan for these our Turks and Caicos Islands. This consultancy, I must say, was awarded to Carey Consultants of Trinidad and Tobago and is progressing well. This plan, once concluded, will provide a comprehensive recommendation geared towards addressing unemployment, underemployment, poverty reduction, employment generation, linking education and training for employment, and providing appropriate strategies, for employment promotion, gender mainstreaming, youth development, and addressing noted gaps in occupational health and safety.
Stay tuned for more of this story in a subsequent newscast. Police on Tuesday issued a wanted bulletin for a Canadian man who we now learn has turned himself in. Newswatch with the latest.
David Litt, the 28-year-old Canadian man who escaped police custody on Tuesday, has surrendered. Authorities put out a wanted bulletin for the man earlier Tuesday morning, to which police said the man was wanted for escaping lawful custody. However, Newswatch has learned of reports alleging that the man was arrested at the Providenciales International Airport after being found in possession of 5 kilos of drugs. Police have not revealed any official information on these allegations. PTV learns that Litt surrendered to police at around 3 p.m. on Tuesday.
Don't go anywhere. More Newswatch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Robert Bean Jr., Deputy Leader of the Opposition, has been quiet for some time now, but not for any longer, as he says that enough is enough, and he refuses to turn a blind eye to the occurrences that plague TCI. Take a look. For weeks, the Turks and Caicos has been victim to outbursts of crime, violence, and some might even say terror. Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Robert Bean Jr., says that he is appalled by these occurrences and that Turks and Caicos is becoming a place he no longer recognizes.
Personally, the community of Five Keys has been crying out for years. This is nothing new. Five Keys have always been seen in a negative light as an area that people think condones crime. And me personally, I would like to say Five Keys originally was not that type of neighborhood. I don't condone the events that took place last week. It shows lack of representation in that constituency. It also shows that we need more police presence in that area. We need to get back involved with neighborhood watch policing if that's a solution to reducing crime in that community. But I've spoken to a number of residents, and a lot of residents are concerned about what has been happening and taking place in their constituency. I don't have any real information where the police are in that investigation, but crime should not be happening in no neighborhood, no constituency, and all residents should feel safe.
Robert went on to suggesting that a different approach be used to better assist with combating crime, as the ones we see occurring are simply senseless.
Our people in position need to actually take the time out, and maybe, I know there's fear in communicating or maybe reaching out to these young guys, but maybe we need to reach out to the heads of these small gangs and sit and talk to them and give them sound advice, try to educate them, let them know the consequences. Let's see what we can do to deter them from committing these acts. Because if you look at it, majority of these cases that's happening in our communities are by repeated offenders, or by illegals, or by people that has been mixed up in the law sometime in the past. So we already know by sending them to prison isn't working. They're still coming right back out on the streets doing the same thing. So we need to find out solutions that can deter these young men from committing these acts.
Bean believes that in order to resolve this current crime situation, it's going to take effort from each constituency's representative to directly involve themselves and assist in educating these young men that there is more to life than just guns and violence. But first, it begins with the police force to bring about community effort.
As it relates to the police force, I think we all can agree we need more manpower on the police force. We need more manpower in a number of departments. We need more police vehicles. We need more undercover vehicles. We need the public's help. We need every hand on deck now to assist with this matter of crime. Nobody is excluded in assisting with this matter. Definitely the governor that's responsible for national security. He needs to step up to the plate, make whatever necessary phone calls that need to be made. Bring in whatever assistance from the UK, the Caribbean, wherever they need to come. This is a matter of emergencies right now, that Turks and Caicos needs and is begging for assistance with combating crime.
He said that people need to hear from their elected officials on what's going on in their communities, making a way for his opinion on the government's negligence to make a statement.
As you know, as the saying goes, some people just believe if it's not affecting them or their family, it's not their problem, which is actually a wrong statement for anybody to have to say, because today it could be for this family, the next day it could be for your family. This is a matter of priority. This is an emergency matter that needs to be looked at as a very serious issue and need to be prioritized. Yes, our country needs a whole lot of other things to be addressed currently, such as the financial problems of many families here, the water situation that Grand Turk has been experiencing for far too long right now. But as this crime continues to escalate, it actually puts a bad dent in the image, the look of our country. This needs to be center of priority. The premier of this country needs to be on the phone, should be on the phone with the commissioner of police every day, with the governor every day. What's going on? We're not here sitting waiting for another event to happen. We just had another shooting again at Delicious Dishes on Airport Road. And of course, everybody would have been brought up to speed about the incident 2 nights ago between the police and suspect. This shouldn't be happening in small Turks and Caicos. People need to get involved. If you know of any situations that is happening in your community, if you're not comfortable speaking with a police officer, I think this is the time where we now need to go directly to our representatives, go to our pastors in our community, sit and have a word. Hey, this is what is about to take place on such and such a date. But we need to get more involved, and we need to not sit back and wait for the police to act, the governor to act. We need to demand protection, service in the small Turks and Caicos.
Bean believes that if this goes on any longer, our people will have to take matters into their own hands and demand the change themselves.
How will we go about doing it? We hold those in those key positions accountable, and we speak out. whether it be by protesting, whether it be during the next election. You don't support those individuals that don't have us best interests at heart. This is about safety. All of us want to live and sit and live in Turks and Caicos comfortably. I refuse to move away from Turks and Caicos, and I will do whatever in my powers to ensure that my people are safe in Turks and Caicos, families are safe, and communities are safe. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I'm saying we can start somewhere by showing people in these communities that, hey, we really do care, and we're going to do our best as a matter of urgency to have these issues addressed.
After revealing that the popular Thursday night hangout will be back sooner than we expected, the Turks and Caicos Islands Tourist Board announced the new date slated for Thursday, April 21st, 2022. Details in this report. The Turks and Caicos Islands Tourist Board's weekly island fish fry is set to restart on Thursday, April 21st, 2022, though initially planned for tomorrow, the 14th of April. Following a hiatus of 2 years owing to the pandemic, island fish fry had been growing week by week, enticing locals and visitors alike to experience an evening of open-air fun in a family-style setting. Set to resume at a new location at Stubbs Diamond Plaza in the Bight, is being seen as a suburb location perfect for all. The weekly island fish fry, held every Thursday from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., will reportedly include a variety of local food vendors and restaurants, unique fine arts, t-shirts and souvenir retailers, a live local band each week, fantastic cultural acts and performers interspersed throughout the evening. Henry the Conch will make a comeback along with a Junkanoo Rush by the Wee Funk Band. The event in its entirety creates a lively celebration of all things truly Turks and Caicos. Director of the Tourist Board, Pamela Ewing, stated, "Island fish fry has been a staple in our community for years, attracting visitors and tourists alike for a first-hand look at Turks and Caicos' authentic culture and local food." Ms. Ewing went on to add, "We are thrilled to announce the event's return and to celebrate the bringing together of our beloved community and visitors from around the world to delight in what makes our destination so special." Honorable Josephine Connolly, Minister of Tourism, also stated, "The announcement of the weekly island fish fry is fantastic news. We are so happy that our guests and locals alike will have a space where they can unwind, dine, be entertained, and learn more about our beautiful by nature Turks and Caicos in close proximity to the world's best beach, Grace Bay Beach." The Tourist Board's Island Fish Fry will once again be the place to be on Thursday evenings on the island of Providenciales. An invitation goes out from the Tourist Board to one and all to come and enjoy good local food, great entertainment, and take a peek inside Turks and Caicos' culture in a beautiful and relaxed setting. Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Coming up next is your weather forecast.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your weather forecast. Here's your weather forecast for April 14th, 2022. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Thursday, partly cloudy skies, high 80, low 75, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For South Caicos, partly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, mostly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key, partly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, partly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:31 a.m., sunset 7:09 p.m. And for your high tides and low tides, high tides 6:33 a.m., 6:55 p.m., and low tides 12:23 a.m., 12:42 p.m. And that's it for your weather forecast. We'll be right back with more Newswatch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to Newswatch. The Ministry of Health has reported some very important information. In fact, you may want to pay very close attention to this one. A recall on a popular brand of antiperspirants and deodorants. Here's that report.
Suave, Dove, and Secret are perhaps some of the most popular antiperspirant brands on the market, and health officials are recalling one of them. The Ministry of Health issued the voluntary recall following an advisory by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, who has advised all suppliers and the Suave users to discontinue the sale and use of the two Suave 24-hour protection aerosol antiperspirant products from the distributors Unilever. Both the 4-ounce and the 6-ounce cans have been identified under the codes 079400751508 and 079400784902. Officials have detected the presence of slightly elevated levels of benzene, a human carcinogen, in the product samples. It is a substance that has the potential to cause cancer, depending on the level and extent of exposure. A very popular brand of sweets for children has also found itself on the recall list, the Kinder Surprise Egg. This due to a potential link to salmonella contamination. Ferrero, the treats manufacturer, said in a statement, quote, "While there are no reports of illness in the United States to date, Ferrero voluntarily recalling the products is out of an abundance of caution," end quote. The Kinder Egg is a very popular treat among children. It is an egg-shaped chocolate wafer that comes with small toy surprises inside.
This story has so much valid information that we thought we'd run it again just in case you missed it. The Turks and Caicos Chamber of Commerce was recently offered the opportunity by the TCI government to take part in discussions with the International Monetary Fund in relation to the current tax framework in the TCI, including its costs and benefits and how it compares to other countries in the region. The IMF is an international financial institution which promotes international financial stability, economic growth, and monetary cooperations, among other goals. In particular, there was a focus on the possibility of introducing a broad-based consumption tax, such as value-added tax, in the TCI. It is important to note that the Chamber understands its discussions with the IMF were part of a series of stakeholder meetings prior to the IMF providing a report to the TCIG. The TCIG will doubtless receive input from various parties, including the IMF, as part of its analysis of the costs and benefits of any changes to the tax regime. However, we gather that the Chamber believes that it is also important to make its position clear as provided to the IMF on the TCI's tax regime, generally, as well as VAT or similar broad-based consumption taxes. Number one, the TCI is not a low-tax jurisdiction for those who live here. Rather, the tax burden is relatively high within a regime which works reasonably well where improvements and efficiencies can be made to the existing structures. As such, the Chamber is not in favor of introducing an income tax, a corporation tax, or VAT, or similar broad-based consumption taxes. 2, import duty works reasonably well given almost all goods are imported into the TCI and additional taxes are and can be raised on targeted areas such as accommodation tax and stamp duty, and imposition of VAT or similar broad-based consumption taxes would be bad for the TCI, increasing the cost of collection, creating administrative difficulties for businesses, in particular for small and medium enterprises, with the risk of unintended negative consequences and inefficiencies for the TCI. The Chamber cautions against any significant changes which might increase the overall tax burden and cost of living or doing business in the TCI or create administrative difficulties. The Chamber provided this view to the IMF as part of the discussions and will seek further information and consultations with the TCIG. That brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptva.tci.com. I'm Erica Penales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.